Hi, it's another edition of Sports Cruise with me, Josiah Okuku, where it's time for us to talk about what's been trending in the world of sports. We'll be talking about the aftermath of the Balon d'Or, which saw Real Madrid being shocked. The entire club decided not to make it to France for the ceremony. For the first time in the history of the awards, Madrid boycotted it because there was an earlier leak that their player Vinicius Jr. wasn't going to be crowned champion, but rather Manchester City and Spanish international, that's Rodrigo Cascante, was crowned champion. But quite some interesting things happened during the Balon d'Or gala, and we'll be taking a look at what actually happened. And in other news as well, we'll be taking a look at what's been trending in the world of sports. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and then also comment in the comment section. All right, so welcome back. Let's start off with the Ballon d'Or gala that happened in France and look at the turn of events over there where YouTuber and popular, I would say, social media influencer IShowSpeed was there as a football fan who turned up at the ceremony with some level of steeze and finesse. So there you see IShowSpeed over there, and then also South African goalkeeper, that's Ronwen Williams, who also made history as far as the Ballon d'Or is concerned, becoming the first ever African goalkeeper to be nominated for the Yashin Award. He also showed up at the Ballon d'Or gala in some fantastic style over there. There you have him over there. That's Ronwen Williams, who attended the gala, the first goalkeeper actually playing in the African League or any of the African leagues who was nominated for the Yashin trophy. And then also the whole Barcelona squad also representing at the Ballon d'Or gala. And still on the Ballon d'Or, world football legend and female, that's Marta da Silva, shared her frustration after her country man or compatriot Vinicius Jr. failed to win the Ballon d'Or and describes the issue as oppression. She took to her social media handle with a video that FIFA is oppressing Vinny Jr. Marta is a six-time World Footballer of the Year winner and the greatest women's footballer ever, according to multiple sources. So not everyone was quite happy with what happened during the Ballon d'Or gala, especially Real Madrid and their president Florentino Perez, because the directive came from the president for the club and the players to boycott the Ballon d'Or gala because they felt that Vinicius Jr. actually deserved to be crowned champion at the ceremony. So let's talk about another legend of the game, this time not the Ballon d'Or, but in the Brazilian league, something quite interesting happened, which you could call an act of insubordination in the game of football, and happened in the Brazilian league over the weekend when Fluminense held Grêmio to a 2-2 draw. And during the game, an interesting and bizarre scene occurred because Fluminense manager Mano Menezes was about to sub on Marcelo and giving him tactical instructions, but Marcelo had some disagreement with him. This led to Menezes to send Marcelo back to the bench and decided not to sub him on, but rather brought another player in immediately. 24 hours later, Marcelo had his contract with Fluminense terminated. And what we are hearing is that Marcelo wasn't really paying attention to the tactics because he felt that the tactics from the coach was actually not allowing the players to play to their ability. It was more like, playing as robots than rather playing with what you can play or how you can play like. So Marcelo just felt like, that style of coaching is really not good enough for him, and that was why he engaged in that disagreement with the head coach. But what do you think about that? Do you think Marcelo should have just obeyed his head coach, that's Menezes, and just played according to the coach's instructions? Or it was just wise for him to just say that that wasn't the way to go, and he felt, because he is a multiple Champions League winner, there's nothing you can actually teach Marcelo in the game of football. Okay, so let's talk about Jose Mourinho, one of the most controversial coaches we've seen in the world of football, and how he celebrated after his side, Fenerbahce, beat Trabzonspor 3-2 in the Turkish league. Jose Mourinho's full-time celebration and post-match after Fenerbahce beat Trabzonspor 3-2 in the league. And you remember that famous celebration when Porto knocked out Manchester United in the UEFA Champions League about 20 years ago when Jose Mourinho was the head coach of Porto. And it's a replica of what he did against Trabzonspor. And people are saying he's not really lost the knee slide celebration. But after the game, that's what Mourinho had to say. And he said, I prefer to be on this side It's more difficult because we play against the system, and that's the most difficult thing there is. I blame the Fenerbahce board. They only told me half of what was going on in here. That's Galatasaray's corruption. That's what he was talking about. If they had told me everything, I wouldn't have come. Not many people outside of Turkey watch Turkish league matches. I will post it on my Instagram and millions of people will see it. Jose Mourinho's team are second on the league log with 6 points difference between themselves and current league leaders Galatasaray.